How was the first day of filming now that we fast forward of finally having 3 onboarding calls and you've been...
I'm persistent like that, man.
You are.
I need to get them details. As a business owner, I've always struggled with the cost of advertising and whether it's worth it or could I afford it. To anyone watching this, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Okay, well, guys, Storyline Marketing here, Sean Sievers. I'm here with Ryan Hogan. He's a founder of FRPtuning.com. He is one of the premier performance shops. How would you categorize yourself? How about, I'm going to ask the source. I want to get your very detail of how you see your shop in terms of who you service. Because obviously are you technically a performance shop? Technically?
I would consider us one because we sell products, we develop them.
Yep.
We have items that are proprietary to us you can't find elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And the tuning is just a complimentary service over and above the parts that we offer and the solutions that we offer.
Yes. Okay. There we go. We just verified and validated. He is the place that those that are inside of the Mopar community, they want to go ahead and increase their performance, but most importantly, get the clarity of how to do that, how to go to the next level. And most importantly, he cares. And so I wanted to get your recap of just day one, because you reached out to me in January. He emailed me. I didn't respond back. I got locked out of my account. And then he messaged my page saying, hey, I emailed you, no response. Then we jumped into a phone call, and then we talked about how we can align his story with his marketing, because he has seen with something he's already built. How long have you had the brand FRP Tuning?
In its current iteration, let's call it 2 years.
2 years. So in his current iteration, 2 years, and he's built something phenomenal. He's been able to take his brand into big leaps. Last year, I think you said he did 2.1?
2.1, yeah.
So he did $2.1 million, and he's been very consistent online, and now he wants to take it to that next level where people know him as the premier brand of when it comes to performance and tuning. And I wanted to just get your highlight. How was the first day of filming now that we fast forward of finally having 3 onboarding calls and you've been...
I'm persistent like that, man.
You are.
I needed to get them details.
Hey, that's perfect.
Like I was just saying off camera, we covered a lot of ground today. It was a lot. I've never done like a full day of content creation, filming, that sort of thing. But yep. I feel really good about what we covered and all the different things we were able to discuss and talk about. We covered topics that in my own either in my own content that I've created on my own, or previous forms of social media management that I've used, or previous marketing agencies that I've used, we've never covered. So I feel like not only did we cover all of the mandatory items that I would want to, we also covered a lot of topics that maybe on my own I would be less inclined to cover because
it seems redundant.
Well, not even redundant, but there's things that I would almost be afraid to talk about publicly. Talking about the dyno and having a car that beyond the scope of tuning needed more troubleshooting than I was able to do on site. You know, if it were totally up to me, if I was recording all the content, I wouldn't want to show a car that had issues beyond the scope of tuning. But at the same time, I do want to be honest and transparent in the content that we create. So through your guidance, Isaac's guidance, we're covering content that is real. It's not perfectly scripted or manicured in such a way that, it could resemble reality, but it's not 100% accurate all the time.
And I'm glad that you've again, it's been definitely uncertain. It's definitely uncertain every time doing a production because everyone's nervous. And so what we're doing here today and then tomorrow, it's pretty simple. You guys heard it before. We're here to film the things that we advertise, and it's not cookie cutter. the beautiful thing about us coming out here, and Ryan has attested to it before off camera, and I'm sure he can say something about it now, the ideas and plans is tailored to his market. And that's what you need as a shop owner, whether you're a performance shop here in the United States, excluding California, or you're somewhere that just handles and provides general maintenance, or you work on motorcycles like Jim's Motorcycles, which is also here in Houston. And so if you're watching this video, you need to take the leap, because the education that you're withholding is preventing you to be seen as the obvious choice. Because Ryan, on paper, and if you look at his reviews, he is the obvious choice, but he wants to take that next step where people know, as I said, no, a lot of people don't really know that you guys have the experience and, most importantly, the skill set that makes you what you are.
So one thing I want to touch on is earlier today we discussed, I forget exactly how you worded it, but it was something to the effect of, like, just because you think this is obvious or redundant, your audience doesn't necessarily agree with that. It might be redundant or obvious to you, but some of the reels that I've recorded on my own at your suggestion here in the last, let's call it the last week or so, they were topics that I thought, this ground's already been covered. Like, I've already kind of made this known. And like I was discussing with you, Isaac, the one reel that I thought, okay, I'll cover this because it's easy, it's low hanging fruit. It was by far the most successful reel that I've done. Without boosting it, without associating ad spend with it. It's done far better than the other reels. I thought, oh, this is going to take off. Not to say they did poorly, not at all, but this one went above and beyond in terms of the engagement and how often it was shared and just how well it's performing.
And you got a lot of great feedback. I've seen comments literally before I
comment
got
section
here.
is fire right now.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, no, it's great.
You got a lot of feedback on just what can I make next? It's not like you're making a video, you don't get any response, and you're like, okay, what should I do next? It's almost a compass, autocontentcompass.com. No, but wanted to make this video just to get your perspective, because again, the biggest thing, and to wrap this all up, a lot of people are afraid and are hesitant, because it is definitely an intimidating thing. And I know you were very nervous leading up, but I'm sure now you kind of see the investment into the production is an investment back into your community to help them overall, your current customers and people that might be looking and they don't really know who you are in terms of ranking. They don't know. And so now we're creating a education base, if you will, to some degree, where they at least have an idea of where they stand or whether they're ready to jump into the FRP Nation.
This whole exercise, not just today, but really the last week and a half, where we've said, okay, like, we need to make reels. I need to be on camera, which, as we've discussed off camera, like, it's not really my thing. It's been kind of like a out of body experience being in front of the camera to this extent.
Even Zoom calls.
Even Zoom calls, yes. But between like doing the reels and getting, it almost kind of set me up to be more comfortable in front of the lens. And also it kind of prepared me for what kind of engagement I can expect by making this kind of content. Because again, going back to like the 450 horsepower Magnum recipe video, the kind of activity in the comments section that I have gotten and continue to get from that video, and they've all the reels that we've done have had great engagement as far as the comments and feedback and so on. But I was floored at how many comments I received, and it's really kind of shown me that, one, I don't really know, just by myself, if I was to do this by myself, I don't really know what the people want. I know how to make a great product. I know how to make a great tune.
You do.
I've established that. Now, through things like FRP Nation and by making these reels, we can broadcast that to a bigger audience.
Hey, real quick, I'm Isaac. I work with Sean. I'm actually walking up on a client's shop right now, but we're on a mission this year to replicate the results you're seeing in the video right now with 97 other auto shops. We come out to you, we guide the content, we record it, we edit it, we advertise it, and then most importantly, we tell you exactly what's going on and where the money is coming from. So if that sounds at all appealing to you, click the link in the description below and we'll see if we're a good fit.
Mm-hmm. And not so much sell it, but sell, we're gonna have to cut this, but convince people to what extent we specialize in this stuff. Mm-hmm. I think you had a conversation with Isaiah earlier today about like people know us, but they don't know us, like they don't know basically how badass we are, for lack of a better way of putting it. And so this whole process, your process,
the storyline marketing process.
Yes, the storyline process is, for us, it's going to be the medium in which we're able to communicate said badassery.
Yes. And with that being said, to bring it full circle, he wants to convey that, but this is to help him go to the next level. And for him, we had a conversation to help him add that next zero or add that next million to his business. And so the 2 days here, it's here to make 6+ months worth of content to where consumers say on their own that he's the obvious choice. So the question is, if you're watching this and you're terrified of aligning your story with your marketing, quite frankly, it's costing you money. And quite frankly, most importantly, it's, if somebody's doing a bad job on your behalf in your industry and you aren't taking that investment, it's hurting you. It's hurting you not making that leap, whether you just do it on your own or you make that hefty investment where we come out and we guide you, but not only guide you, but we film the content that's going to help bridge that trust, because consumers are confused. The economy in many different ways is changing. For some, it's tight, depending on what you serve or who you service. And so the thing that people need is not more things to buy, but they need the why attached to it, so they can go to you, in this case, FRPtuning.com, FRP Nation. They're going to go to him before they go to anyone else, because we've conveyed trust and we've shared and showed the education of why he's the obvious choice. So the question is, will it be you or will it be your competitor? Because we are here to focus exclusively working with him, as he exclusively and focuses on working on in the Mopar community when it comes to tuning and performance. So with that being said, is there anything you wanted to leave anyone that might be watching this as a business owner that is thinking about this process, terrified as well to some degree about the uncertainties?
Just to kind of, like you said, bring things full circle and try to
paint the picture.
Yeah, just to kind of bring a conclusion to this.
Yep.
I know that as a business owner, I've always struggled with the cost of advertising and whether it's worth it or could I afford it.
Yeah.
To anyone watching this, I would ask them, can they afford not to? Mm-hmm. With the right people, the right products, which falls on the business, not you, but with the right people, the right products, and the right kind of content, I am absolutely sure that whether you're selling engine parts or you're selling motorcycles like Jim, or whatever your product of choice is, ads, marketing, reels, great content is what any business needs to take it to the next level in the age we live in currently.
100%. All right, guys, with that being said, again, we're going to have some updates for months to come, because we've got goals to set. We've got goals to hit. The reels that he has made already to kind of preview what is to come with all the content that you're probably seeing of all the things that we've captured. He's already received right now. Last time you checked, we've got 3 sales inside of the past 3 days, and 2 of them we confirmed today were $2,000 plus products that were bought from the advertisements or the reels that he made from the efforts of what we told him to align his story with this marketing. So I'm really excited to see what we do, because again, it's a double-edged sword. I want to get results because your success is my success. And I don't know why marketers don't have that, because in terms of the mentality, people are very surface level with that. And that's really a motivator for me. And that's why I want to emphasize that. But I'm excited for the future, and let's thrive in 2025.
Thanks.
There we go.